The video will start in a few seconds, but as a reminder, remember, if you have a question, comment, or suggestion about this video, please follow the link below. Also note that you can post anonymously. Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from 3dgameman.com and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Nexus Prominent 5 case. Now the box itself is really nothing to look at. It is pretty plain. However, there is some features and specifications on it about the product if you are picking this up in store. Although the box does have a couple of holes for carrying it. It has your typical case packaging material, styrofoam on either end, and the case itself is in a plastic bag. And they have protective plastic on the top as well as the front. This mid-tower case is completely black. It's comprised mainly of steel, some plastic, as well as mesh and aluminum accents here at the front. At the top of the case, there's lots of ventilation. They include a 140 millimeter exhaust fan here at the top. And you can install another one. You can install either an 80, 90, 120, or 140 millimeter fan. So you could have, a combination of a number of different fans. Here's the hard drive activity LED, the power button, and the flip up, which houses 4 USB 2 ports, a FireWire port, microphone jack, headphone jack, an E-serial ATA or eSATA port, and the reset button. Looking down the front of the case, notice the strips of aluminum here on either side, a beautiful accent. Also, there are 5.25 inch drive bays, but the top one doubles as a 3.5 inch drive bay. All of the drive bay covers are mesh, and there's more mesh at the bottom. This is great for ventilation. They also include a 120 millimeter intake fan at the bottom. Note that each of the drive bay covers come with removable dust filters, and there's also a filter at the bottom for that 120 millimeter intake fan. The left side panel and the right side panel are plain except for their stamped logo, and that's it for branding, which is nice. At the back, you can install an optional 80, 90, or 120 millimeter fan. Here's where the motherboard's I/O shield plate gets installed. They include 7 expansion slots, extra ventilation. At the bottom is where a standard ATX power supply gets installed. They include 4 thumb screws, 2 on each side panel. You can also lock the left side panel using an optional lock. On the inside of each side panel, there's this acoustic dampening material, and it's fairly thick. There's a fair amount of room to work on the inside of this case, but unfortunately, the motherboard tray is not removable, and they actually do not have a large hole on the motherboard tray, which you see a lot, and that will be handy because, of course, it can be used to access the cooler's retention plate. But they do have some ventilation right here. There are a couple of holes here for organizing the cables, and there's a fair amount of room behind the motherboard tray, although there is acoustic material on the inside of the right side panel. They also have punch outs on the back of the motherboard tray, and this is for organizing the cables. It's great to get the cables out of the case. It not only looks good, but it will increase airflow inside of the case. This case has a toolless design throughout. As I mentioned before, there are 5.25 inch drive bays. To install the drive, just slide it into place. You can flip this up and then flip it down when the drive is in, and then slide it back. They also have extra screws right here. Just unscrew these and screw them in if you want to secure the drive a little bit better. You can install up to 5 3.5 inch drives. To do so, just pinch at the front, remove it, and then put the drive in. Again, if you want to secure the drive a little bit better, you can use screws and then just slide it back into place. To prevent vibrations, they have these little inserts. These actually go into the screw holes on the hard drive, and they will prevent vibrations. And a toolless design on the expansion slots. These work by pressing here and then flipping it this way. Then you can insert the card, and to secure it, just snap it back into place. At the bottom, there are 4 soft rubber rests for the power supply to lodge on. You can also install an optional 80, 90, 120, or 140 millimeter fan at the bottom. They also include this soft seal all the way around so the power supply can rest up against that. Again, another anti-vibration feature. And note that they include these clips. I'll zoom in on this so you can see it. And these are for organizing the cables. You can fit video cards that are up to 29 centimeters in length and coolers that are up to approximately 16 centimeters in height. Now you can fit a power supply that is up to around 31 centimeters in length, provided that you do not have an optional fan installed. There are 4 feet at the bottom. The front 2 are pretty soft, and the back 2 are fairly hard. Finally, have a listen to the stock cooling, keeping in mind that they do have acoustic material on each side panel. Now, this case has been around for a little while. However, if you are looking for a case that is quiet, case that comes with acoustic dampening material like this one does, well, there aren't too many out there. This case has tons of excellent features, but some features it is missing, like, for example, USB 3 ports. Also, it is missing dust filters. A lot of cases these days have slide-out filters. Now, you can buy filters for fans, so that's not a big deal. I really like the overall build quality and styling on this case. I think it looks really sharp. I love the fact that you can install lots of optional fans. There should be no problem fitting a large radiator at the top here as well, although keep in mind that they do not have any rubber grommeted holes at the back to route cables and or water cooling tubes through. The case has a toolless design and many other features that you should be looking for in a mid-tower case. Overall, this is a great product. Until next time, take care. I hope you enjoyed this video review, and please note that pricing for this product is available on the 3D Game Man video review page.